It has been a long time since we started following this big project, but today we're finally going to dive into the world of Ember Sword. Welcome everyone to another Play to Earn episode. I'm Bruno, a host from the guild and YouTube channel The Crypto Herd, and since we actually invested in Ember Sword assets, we got access to the pre-alpha test, which we're going to try today. Are you ready? Ember Sword is a free-to-play MMORPG being developed by Bright Star Studios. And in its fantasy world, you'll be able to belong to one of 4 nations: Dukerson, Sevrend, Solarwood or Ediseau. And each nation will have its own environment and dynamic, so choose carefully which nation better suits you. Then each nation is going to be split into different territories, and each territory is going to be linked to a certain kind of activity. For example, as you can see in the diagram, if you like PvP, then probably you'll spend more time in the outlaw territories. But if you prefer to slay some monsters, maybe the wilderness is your thing. As a citizen of Ember Sword, you'll be able to choose your role in battle, so you can be an archer or a warrior, for example, and this will change by equipping different gear. More or less the same as other games of the same genre, but with the difference that there's no classes in Ember Sword. Now, about earning. Eventually, you'll drop cosmetics, which are NFTs, and these NFTs can be sold. Besides this, if you're a landowner, you'll receive a percentage of every transaction that happens in Ember Sword simply by owning land. But if the NFT actually drops on your land plot, the percentage is going to be much bigger. And if you actually own a certain type of land, like a settlement, you'll be able to build their infrastructure that can also be monetized. So guys, now that we know more about Ember Sword, let's jump into the alpha. So guys, we're finally inside the pre-alpha test of Ember Sword, which is a very exciting moment for the whole NFT gaming industry. So the first thing we notice is that to move our character, we move it with the mouse click. I would prefer WD and S, but this is actually fine. The graphics are really good and they have this cartoonish style, which I love. Then guys, another thing is that I'm running this from my browser, so you won't need an expensive machine in order to run this game, which is a very positive aspect. So let's actually start by accessing the character menu. So if I press C, I open the character menu, and these are all the equipment slots that I have, and then I can also see my stats here. Okay, so we have health, mana, attack speed, physical attack power, physical defense, piercing attack power, piercing defense, magic attack power, magic defense, and movement speed. Okay, if I press Y, I'm going to open up the inventory where I already have some gear, so let's equip this. And I can see that as I equip the pieces of armor, the look of my character changes, which is nice. By the way guys, if you're taking any value out of this video, consider hitting the like button and subscribing for more NFT gaming content. So this actually looks good. I'm using a two-hand sword, which looks really badass. So guys, the game is very fluid and I actually can jump over objects. I believe that there's really no limit when it comes to jumping around. You can really jump on top of everything that you see in the world of Ember Sword. Even though this is the pre-alpha test, I was expecting something like completely buggy and super basic, but that's not the case. The game is really fluid already, which brings to the community a very positive first impression about the game. So let's try to actually cut down some trees. So we're actually gathering some wood here. So this is how you gather raw resources from the environment around you. So we got some woods. Okay, we can actually access the wood we got in our inventory. If I press G, I have the crafting menu, which is going to show me everything that I can craft. Right now I only have armor and potions available as professions. I believe that in the future there's going to be many more options when it comes to crafting. Then if I press O, I can also access the skill menu where I can see my skill progression. So we actually chopped down a tree, so we leveled up a bit our wood cutting skill. Then besides this, we also have combat, mining, harvesting, cooking and armor crafting. So crafting, these are like professions. So we can actually run over water, but I don't think this is going to happen when the game is released. So let's go around, try to gather more materials and hopefully craft some armor for our character. I think we can actually mine this. Yeah, we can mine. So this is mining. This is how you actually collect ores from rocks around you. So this is something you're going to spend lots of time doing when the game is released. Okay, we actually got some iron ore. Maybe we can already craft something. Yeah, and we can already craft bulky pauldrons. So let's craft our first piece of armor. Done. There was no animation, unfortunately, but we got a new piece of armor. Let's see how it looks in our character. Actually looks cool. So if we actually check it here, it's right here, and it already has some stats like decreasing attack speed, increasing physical defense, and increasing critical resistance. Okay, so it has like 2 buffs and 1 debuff. Okay, but guys, one thing is that I don't think combat is already enabled here. So I think the only thing you can do around the pre-alpha test is to actually gather raw materials and craft stuff. Then there's going to be other pre-alpha tests before an open beta, and I think they're going to release new features in the future. So if you actually want to also access the pre-alpha tests, you have to actually invest. So we have access to the pre-alpha because we invested in land plots and badges. So basically owning a badge is the same as purchasing tokens on a pre-sale price, okay, because this game is going to have its own token. It's part of the play and earn. Right now in NFT gaming, projects are using more the play and earn term instead of the play to earn, because the play to earn so far it hasn't worked that well with Axie and Pegaxie. So games and projects are using more the play and earn right now, as if like you play, okay, the goal is to actually have fun, and if you actually earn something, okay, that's also nice, but that's not the goal of the project. It's not an investment, it's more a video game. Okay guys, so once again I know I already said this, but I gotta tell it again, guys. The world of Ember Sword is super gorgeous. So this is the game with the best graphics that I've ever seen in a browser. Then they're also going to release this game for mobile, which is also going to open the project to a much broader audience. We're actually gathering some herbs here, king leaf. We actually need 2 types of herbs here in order to craft potions. So let's actually send a message to the world of Ember Swords. Let's go so everyone else can see this, because there's more other players running around. So this is actually a big area for a pre-alpha. Actually, I wasn't expecting an area this big. You can see different types of environments and landscapes. So guys, I was already bullish on Ember Sword. That's why I actually invested in land plots and I bought a badge. But now, after trying the pre-alpha test, I'm even more bullish. The game really looks gorgeous. I really like these cartoonish graphics. Then when it comes to running the game, it runs from your browser, and it's going to be available on mobile, which opens up the game for a huge audience. Like really guys, Ember Sword has everything to succeed in NFT gaming. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Subscribe for more NFT gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I see you Cryptomanics in the metaverse.